Hi, I'm Sterling Edwards. Thank you for joining me. I'd like to spend a few minutes talking to you about a workshop I intend to do with Cheap Joe's. It's a 3-day Zoom live workshop, and it's going to be about the wooded landscape. And we're going to do 3 paintings that week. The dates of the workshop are April 28th, April 30th, and May 2nd. Each day we will do a complete painting from start to finish, and each day will be a different subject. I'll do a spring scene, I'll do an autumn scene, and I'll even do a scene of just a small waterfall kind of tucked back in the woods. It's going to be a lot of information. I'm going to really throw a lot of stuff on the table as far as just watercolor techniques, some very basic techniques and some very advanced techniques. But I think you'll find it interesting. And it's a very laid back class. I have a very laid back way of teaching. And you will have plenty of time to paint in the afternoons after I do my demonstration. And of course, I'll be here the whole time to answer questions and also critique your work if you ask me to do so. Just to give you an example of some of the techniques you'll see in this class, I'm going to show you a few paintings right now, which are just these are not the pieces I'll do in the class, but these are all pieces that were done using the techniques you will learn in the class. So let me switch cameras real quick and take a look at these. This is a full sheet watercolor. It's a transparent watercolor, and of course you can see it's a very desolate, marshy area, but there's lots of color in this. If you look at this, there's a lot of negative painting. Negative painting is one of the backbones of my style of painting. I teach a lot about this, and if you struggle with negative painting, I can really help you get through the process of learning how to do it. And once you learn it, it's like riding a bicycle. You don't forget, and you'll find ways to incorporate negative shapes into all your paintings. So this is just one example we're going to be doing these techniques. Here's an autumn scene. Now, one of the pieces I'll do in this class will be an autumn scene of birch trees, similar to this piece. This is not the exact piece I'll paint, but it's very close to it. And again, you see just lots of color. One thing I want you to notice, there's a lot of really big brush technique. I use big brushes. People always say, help me loosen up, help me paint faster and looser. If you get a big brush in your hand, you're going to paint faster and looser. It's hard to get tight with a big brush. And again, you see lots of negative shapes. Now here's a painting that's taken negative painting to the next level, overlapping negative shapes, which gives you a chance to build lots of depth. And again, for the most part, this was done with big brushes, 2-inch brushes, 1-inch brushes. I did come in at the very end and put just a few little small brush strokes using a rigger brush. But a painting like this can be done in just, in a couple of hours, start to finish, even a full sheet like this using big brushes. So I will emphasize a lot about, saving white papers, how to build rich darks, how to design a really, really good composition, which is big, big in the business. I mean, I'm really a hawk on composition, and I like to work with people on that. A good composition can really make a painting, whereas a bad composition can break a painting. So I'm going to talk a lot this week during this class about composition. Let's see what else we got here. Now here's a waterfall scene. And again, these are all very large pieces. Many of the pieces I paint during the week of the workshop will be full sheets. That does not mean you have to paint a full sheet. I do full sheets. You can really see a large scale view of what I'm doing. But here again, we got negative shapes, big brush technique. It's just a very interesting way of painting. And we're going to really get into the nuts and bolts of watercolor. And here's one more. Again, this is just an exercise I did for some students at a class recently. Again, showing lots of negative shapes, overlapping negative shapes, saving white paper, building a strong composition. These are things I like to teach in my workshops. These are things I think are very important. And there are things that once I learned how to do these, it took my work to the next level, sometimes 2 or 3 levels higher. So this is kind of where I'm going with this. It's going to be a very interesting class. And hopefully you'll join me. I look forward to seeing you. And if you do come in, it is for pretty much the intermediate to advanced watercolor artists. There will be some advanced techniques, but that's okay. We're gonna walk through them individually and make it a very fun week. So if you have a chance, go to cheapjoes.com, click on workshops. You'll scroll down, you'll see my workshop. You can click on the link to sign up. And if you have any questions, I'm sure we can answer them for you. So hopefully we'll see you then. Take care.